My name's Joel, I'm 25 years old, and this is a story of how I signed 2 SMMA clients within the first week of opening my agency. There was no cold calling or cold emailing or harassing people on the phone involved. I used a method that still works today, which not many people are doing for some reason. Everybody who teaches people how to run a social media marketing agency or how to launch your agency tell them to sit there and write endless amount of emails and call busy business people on the phone which don't want to speak to you because they probably get thousands of phone calls a day. It works, but it wasn't the method I used to scale my agency. Now, I'm gonna hold my hands up and say, look, I was a little bit lucky with the connections I had when I started my agency, and I was also a little bit lucky with the fact that I was already a photographer and a videographer, and I knew how to edit videos, which played a part in starting my agency. You see, I was just your generic photographer and videographer making long form promotional videos for clients, charging them a one-off payment and then probably never speaking to them again. But what changed for me was the fact that I could charge reoccurring revenue for my clients and offer them amount of videos and amount of photos every single month alongside social media management. That's what I do today. I'm currently running an agency. It does anywhere between 10 to 15,000 pounds per month in pre-tax revenue by simply using this, a camera. And I've got multiple videos on the channel at the moment that tell you exactly how to start a social media marketing agency either on your phone or a professional camera like that one. Now my story starts when I was, I think 19 or 20 years old. Like I said, I was just doing one-off videos and one-off photos, and I was continuously having to chase work. And it got to the point where I started my marketing agency, and for some reason or other, I ended up filming and taking photos of restaurants. The reason why is because a very good friend of mine owned a restaurant, and I went in there, started doing their videos, started doing their photos, and I ended up building up a portfolio in restaurants. Once I had my portfolio, I was then able to go around and speak to multiple different restaurants and offer them the exact same service. That service was videos, so Instagram Reels, photography and social media management. So pretty much a package to offer them to say, look, I'll completely take over your social media. I'm gonna charge you £1,000 per month. And for those out there watching this video, if you're currently making £2,000 or £3,000 a month working every single day, 9 to 5, you can do this exact same method again, either on your phone or your professional camera if you know how to use one, and replace that 9 to 5 job. But the tipping point for me was the way I approached clients. I didn't just go in there and say, I charge £1,000 a month, I'm gonna offer you this, let's go. The way I went about it was I actually did them a free shoot, because it doesn't take much time. It takes 1 or 2 hours, 1 or 2 hours editing time as well. So let's just say it's 1 day out of your life to show a client that you really want what you can do and how you can do it. So I'd go around to these restaurants, they were Turkish restaurants, and I would shoot for them, show them the videos, show them the photos. They would upload them themselves. Once they run out of that content, they go back to uploading the shit they was previously uploading. And then I do end up getting the phone call saying, when can you next come in? And we had a meeting and I signed them up there and then. And then this is the game changer. This is where it all changed for me. Once I got into 1, 2, 3 and 4 restaurants, the Turkish community was wondering who was doing the videos, who was doing the photos, and I currently now have 8 or 9 different restaurants that are owned by Turkish people who are all family, friends, brothers or cousins. So the word gets spread around, and before you know it, you are their social media management within that community. But the way I went about getting my first 2 clients within the week that I started was going in for free and showing them exactly what I can do. There's only a limited amount of time you can spend sitting in front of the business owner saying, I can do this, I can do that, I can just show them what you can do. And if it's good enough and they like it, they will call you back and you will sign that client, I promise you. But then again, we're living in a world where nobody wants to do something for free to get their foot in the door. It's just, everybody turns their nose up. When I first started my videography and photography company, I can't express the amount of work I did for free, which is the reason why I'm sitting in this current position I am today. If I didn't go and shoot a free promotional video for someone who became a restaurant client, I would have never have met that restaurant client, and I wouldn't be within the Turkish community shooting everybody's restaurant, not making $10,000 to $15,000 a month. So if I would have turned around to that client and said, no, my day rate is £500, and he would have said no, I wouldn't be where I am today. But luckily for me, I wasn't greedy back then, and I'm not greedy either now, but I'm saying it as an example. But if I was greedy and wanted to charge him, he would have said no, and it would have been a whole different story. So if you have a skill set, either using a professional camera, editing, or on an iPhone, go into these places you want as a client and do them a free shoot. Especially if you're just about to start your marketing agency, because there's nothing worse from thinking of a name, building a website, getting all excited that you're about to start, reaching out to a potential new client, and then them coming back going, who have you shot for before? Let me see your portfolio. Something's in my throat. If I was you, I would go and shoot 5 restaurants for free, build a portfolio, and then use that portfolio to outreach to other clients, because most of my work comes from recommendations. I run an agency, again, I don't want to brag about it, but it's true, that earns anywhere between £10,000 to £15,000 in pre-tax revenue. And I swear on my life, I have not sent more than 10 emails reaching out to clients. I've not ever done one cold call. I can't do it. I start fumbling. It's hard enough making a YouTube video, let alone cold calling a random business that I'm nervous about. I pretty much used the same method I used for my wedding videography business, but within my marketing agency business. And what I mean by that is, when I started my wedding business, I didn't have a wedding on my website to propose to a potential client. So I went round, I found 5 people to film a wedding video for free. A long day is a wedding day. I done 5 of them for free so I can have a portfolio, so then I can start running ads and then use that portfolio to get the client. So if you're in a position where you can spend some time to do stuff for free, later down the line, you'll be thanking yourself rather than quickly grabbing the money and not really getting far. Starting a marketing agency is hard. It's really hard. When I first started, I didn't really know what to do, how to do it, how to approach clients, but the fact that I was going around and helping people and building a name for myself, and my personality came out and we started becoming friends and the word started to spread, I built loyalty, I built trust, and I built a successful, sustainable marketing agency. And if you have those 3 things, even when a competitor goes knocking at your client's door, they will not be interested. Trust me, every day I have a different marketing agency message my current clients seeing if they're interested, and they don't even open the message, even if they're cheaper than I am. Because at the end of the day, I have built trust, friendship, and on the back of that have built a successful social media marketing agency. So to sum this video up, if you are about to start a social media marketing agency, I strongly advise you go down the route I just explained to you, rather than just emailing and phoning people and getting depressed because they're saying no all the time. I would go out there and have a look at your potential clients, go and film them for free. If they don't end up using you, you still have them on your portfolio for you to go and get a similar client in the future. But I can guarantee you they most likely will come back to you if they like what they see, and your rates are obviously affordable. Make sure you're not like £10,000 a month or something stupid like that. But hopefully this video was as informative as possible. I was not even scripting this video. I was just speaking from experience of what you should do if you were to start a social media marketing agency in 2023. So hopefully it helped.